Welcome back to the Alex Stone Show. I'm your host, Alex Stone. I am on a mission to spread the light of the gospel into every aspect of life. And yes, you heard me correctly. I did say every, including the things that most Christians do not like to discuss, such as politics. Today's show, I have another very special guest. This is someone that has gone to war with the FBI over January 6th. He is someone who is helping out people like General Michael Flynn, Kash Patel, and even Donald Trump. He is a Mar-a-Lago member, and he is a good friend of mine. Please welcome Cameron Moore. Cameron, how are you doing today, sir?
Amazing, Alex. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cameron, thank you so much for taking time to come on my show. I've been trying to get you on my show for quite a while now, and it finally worked out. I want to talk about some of these things with you, helping out President Trump and fighting against the FBI and helping out with the Flynn movie. But before we do that, could you tell my audience a little bit about yourself and who you are and really what you do?
Yeah, my background is in K-12 education. I provided classroom technology products into K-12 schools and worked a lot in instructional technology. Stepped away from my career and my company a few years ago just because I was taking a little heat and a little backlash because of my political views and stance. So, I stepped away and I went all in to do everything I can during this pivotal time to get our country back on track. And so I started an association or a little nonprofit called American Heroes Association, where I'm trying to raise money, raise awareness, give back anywhere I can through that as well.
Man, I love that. I'm so glad that you've been able to do that, help K through 12 with what you do. You've been able to help a lot of people out. You've been able to help out good friends of mine who are in need. You've been able to help out President Trump running for president of the United States and General Flynn and Kash Patel and helping out with campaigns. What has that been like for you? What's that journey been like in doing that and helping out with President Trump and all of these big name people?
Well, I'm not. I'm a man of modest means, and I do everything I can. I use my creativity to create fundraising projects and my network to help raise awareness. And so, I helped Kash Patel design 2 decks of cards, which was the first deck was the Durham deck, and the second was the government gangster deck, and raised a lot of money for Fight with Cash, which helps people that have been deplatformed and attacked, and so I thought that was a good mission. And I've done a lot of other fundraising projects with Mark Finchem from Arizona. I've done who's now Trump endorsed, Mark Finchem, and so he technically won his Secretary of State race, but now he's going to be running for Senate. And so we've had 2 successful fundraisers for him. Arizona is a really key area, as you know, right now. It's the epicenter of this election fraud out there in Maricopa County. So it's a good place to be, to put our gloves on and fight and get in the ring.
We need to get in the ring and fight, and you've been one of those people to do that. You're a Mar-a-Lago member. What is it like at Mar-a-Lago? You're up close and personal with President Trump often, probably. What is it like there? What is the energy like at Mar-a-Lago? Are they, concerned about the future of the country? Are they energized and ready to go to fight for the United States of America? What's it like there as a Mar-a-Lago member?
I'm one of the younger Mar-a-Lago members, probably one of the youngest, and we have the level of patriotism is off the charts. Everyone loves the president. President brings so much energy and life and excitement out. It's the patriotism is second to none, and it's pretty powerful being around him. Having experiences with him. Because to go what he has gone through and to be at the level he's at with his love for the American people and to witness it firsthand, it's unparalleled, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring to me. It's inspiring to see all the patriotism at the club and everyone that loves the president.
No, I've been there once. Obviously, it was with you and Doug
Mhm,
Billings and a few other people. It was one of the best experiences of my
mhm,
life. I loved being there with you guys,
mhm,
and I experienced that patriotism firsthand. I saw the energy that was there, and
mhm.
I think there was a Moms for America event going on at the
Yep.
same time, and all kinds of events are happening there all the time.
Mhm,
With patriotic people, people who love God, people who love
mhm,
this country, people who love President Trump.
mhm.
Is there any sort of liberalism that is anywhere close to Mar-a-Lago at all?
If there is, I don't see it. If there's anyone that doesn't support Trump, I don't see it. All I see is love and dedication for our country and love for the president. It's truly inspiring. When he comes out and he plays the national anthem, often everyone stands up, puts their hands on their hearts, and it's just there's energy that's unparalleled in that club.
Can you confirm or deny whether or not President Trump is actually the DJ at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, President Trump is a big music fan, and you get to see his heart through his music sometimes, and he likes all areas of the music. And yeah, he controls the music. He has an iPad that he controls the music with, and he really gets the room going, and the energy and the excitement is. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. I mean, he goes through hell. He's at court all day. He comes back, and then he's with the people. And and yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, he controls music, and it's pretty
D-
inspiring.
d- d- do you talk with President Trump often? Is his energy high and excited even after all of these court dates and being in court all the time and fighting against the deep state all the time? Is his energy high and is he doing okay?
I wouldn't say I speak with them often. It's simple pleasantries and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's friendly with everyone, all the members. Yes, I mean, he's extremely friendly guy, and he's always asking people questions, taking interest in other people. And that's a really good sign about someone who cares and in his heart. Yeah, his energy is always high. I mean, I'm 46 years old, and I have half the energy that man has. I don't know how he does it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty impressive, and it shows his dedication to saving our constitutional republic.
No, you're exactly right. He is certainly dedicated. He wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't dedicated. There's people on TikTok like Harry Sisson, a liberal, TikToker who's about 20,
Mhm,
21 years old, and he keeps going on TikTok and he keeps saying, "Oh, the only reason that President Trump is actually running for president is so he can stay out of jail once he becomes president." Well, the reality is all of these things that are happening to President Trump started happening after he ran for president, and that the reality is that he's actually done nothing wrong. He hasn't committed any crimes.
mhm,
Despite the fact that he has 34 counts of guilty against him,
mhm,
he didn't commit any crimes. All
mhm,
right, that's the fact of the matter. All right, and the judge in that case, they wouldn't allow the expert witness, the former head of the SEC, to tell the
mhm,
judge and the jury that nothing happened, nothing was
mhm,
wrong. President Trump hasn't done anything wrong, but he's still fighting for our country. He could be living the nicest life, a life of luxury at Mar-a-Lago and traveling to all of his resorts all across the United States and even the world. Yet he is fighting for the American people because he knows what is at stake. They are coming against you. They are coming against you, we the people of the United States of America. And President Trump is standing in the way. President Trump is standing in the gap. The book of in the Bible, it talks about how God was looking for a man to stand in the gap on his behalf, but he found no one. Well, President Trump is that person who is standing in the gap on our behalf right now as American citizens. He's standing in place so that they do not bring in globalism, so that they do not bring in communism. And because of that, he deserves our support. Cameron, what has it been like for you? You've been under attack for supporting President Trump. You've been attacked especially under the FBI. What was that like? Can you tell my audience about that story?
Yeah, and to touch on what you just said before I get there, the Bible also says, even though it's referring to Jesus, that there's no greater love than a man who lays down his life for his friends, and this is where I also see President Trump. I mean, he is literally laying down his life, facing jail time against these, horrible charges and convictions, hopefully, which will be overturned. So, yeah, I totally agree with everything you said, and that was well stated. So, to answer your question, this is kind of a long story, but I went out to DC for January 6th. I got out to the Ellipse to see President Trump speak at like 4 in the morning. It was absolutely freezing. Stood out there. President Trump came on a little late that day, and the energy, the people, that was absolutely insane. His speech was incredible. And then, by the time it was wrapped up, I was just tired and went back to my hotel room. I was staying at the St. Regis, about a mile away. Went back and ordered a cheeseburger and watched everything unfold on TV. While some people may have, walked over to the Capitol, I decided to bypass that, and I didn't get within 2 miles of the Capitol. And then after that very weird inauguration, that fateful day on January 20th, I believe it was, I get a call from the FBI. Actually calling from my office where I was now. And he said, "This is Detective Michael Moore. This is Cameron Moore." And I said, Detective Michael Moore, that's my same last name. And also the filmmaker. I said, what? I'm not a big fan of your movies, Michael Moore. And I thought it was a joke. And so, but it wasn't. My vice president got on the phone and said, "No, the FBI's here." So they said they wanted to talk to me. And I finally got it out of them. Like, "What do you want to talk about? The Capitol?" I said, "Oh, the Capitol. I wasn't even within 2 miles of the Capitol. You can check my room service bill, check the hotel cameras. That should be it." And so now we want to talk to you in person. I'm like, "Sir, we are in a COVID environment right now, and I don't feel safe. I think we all need to do our part to protect each other. We have an opportunity to do this through Zoom, so we can stay past that 6-foot rule that Fauci created out of nowhere." And so he said no. So then the wild goose chase started, and they came to my house, and then they in Huntington Beach, and then they came to my vacation home in Palm Springs, where I happened to be. I have all glass doors, and then I get a knock on the door, maybe about 7 o'clock at night, and then I see 2 guys in suits, and I was like, what is going on here? So I went back. I said hi through the door, and I walked back and sat down. I guess they didn't really like that, and then I went on a flight. I was going to go snowboarding in Aspen, and I got held at the TSA for maybe 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. And I was like, "What's going on here? I have TSA pre. I always fly through. I travel weekly." And I missed my flight, came back the next day, gave myself more time. And then I still same hour and a half. I have like, 15, 20 TSA agents on me. And then I see one of them get up with the phone and go like this and snap a picture of me. And, but I made it through. I made it to the gate, and the lawyer said, "Don't get on the plane." I had a lawyer. You always want to be representative if approached by the FBI. That's you do not want to talk to them unless you're represented. That's my opinion. And so he said, "Don't get on the plane, Cameron. Come back to my office." Went back to his office, and then then he called the FBI. He said, "Cameron is ready to talk to you," and they said, "No, Cameron's not ready to talk to you. He's on the plane, and we're going to be greeting him on the other side of the plane, right when he gets off." And he said, "No, Cameron didn't get on that plane." And so then about 20 minutes later, the FBI was at the office, and then they said, "Oh, we checked your room service bill. We checked the hotel cameras. We proved you weren't there." And that, I have $12,000 worth of legal bills later. They finally cleared me, and I was free to go. But it was kind of a headache for a while, and it was nerve-wracking not being able to travel for whatever domestic terrorist list they put me on. I have no clue what they put me on, but it's all done now. So my heart goes out to everyone that's still rotting in jail in the gulag in DC for J6. I know President Trump has promised them all a pardon, which they deserve. I mean, they're technically prisoners of war right now, so just my story is absolutely nothing compared to what others have gone through, especially people like Coy Griffin, who's lost his life pretty much with this. It's abhorrent what they're doing to people. It's not humane. It's disgusting. So keeping those people around my prayers daily.
The first time I ever met you, it was at the celebration of life service for Leonard Crowell, I believe. Mm-hmm. And you were there, and Coy Griffin was there, and I had the opportunity to pray over Coy Griffin right before it was like literally right before his trial. And there's a video of it somewhere. Matt Struck took the
Yeah.
video, and it was beautiful. But this kind of thing is happening to people all across the United States, even still. People who just showed up for the speech. As far as Coy Griffin is concerned, he was on the steps of the Capitol praying, right, using his First Amendment right to speech and freedom of religion to pray over what was about to happen inside of the Capitol. Yet they're attacking him for it. This is happening all over the United States of America. And, I put on X the other day, right after President Trump was convicted of these felonies. I put on X a really long and profound message. And I started off with, it's a sad day when we can't sing parts of the national anthem anymore, that we're, supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Yet it seems as if we are the land of the coward and the home of the tyrant in the United States of America, that you are locking up citizens of the United States of America that have done nothing wrong. It is an evil regime that we are living in. And people like you, Cameron, are why we need to fight back. People like President Trump are why we need to fight back. Alex Jones is about to probably lose his studio. People like Alex Jones are why we need to fight back against this evil regime, because they want to take our freedoms from us, yet we are allowing it. One of the biggest problems that I have, seen and said on my show many times is that as the church goes, so goes the nation. That the church has refused to get involved. The church has refused to stand up and talk about what actually matters, because they're scared about what's going to happen, because they have a 501c3 status that prevents them from talking about politics. Well, it's time that the church rises up again, preaches the gospel, and talks about what actually matters, because we're about to lose that freedom for its totality.
Yeah.
Cameron, I appreciate your stand that you have taken. When you were going through this, was it ever terrifying for you? Was it ever scary? And you said it was nerve-wracking, but were you concerned for your life at all?
No, I wasn't. I put my faith in God upstairs, and I try to take joy in every battle, and pray, and like it says, put all your worries and concerns and fears on Him. And trust that He has you. One of my favorite Bible verses is Psalm 35, which discusses, God, protecting David and letting the attackers, fall in their own traps and hurt themselves. And I believe this is what's happening. It happened, you put your faith in God, and that's all you can do. And, I think we're starting to see that with the deep state falling in their own traps as well, especially in these court cases, with, I think it's all going to backfire. It's all going to boomerang on them.
No, I certainly agree that it will backfire at some point. I think it's going to happen very soon. It's happening right now, actually. They convicted President Trump of 34 felonies, and then right after that, he's already raised $200 million, about $70 million from small number donors, and then about $130 million from big level donors, $100 million from one person alone, a minority owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He started a TikTok account just the other day, already has far more, millions more followers than Biden, who's been on there for about 4 months. This is backfiring right before their very eyes, and Scripture is very clear about this. Pride comes before a fall. These people are so full of pride. They're so full and puffed up with, we're going to steal this country. We're going to take it. We're going to put it under communism and globalism. And they are so excited to do it. But it's going to fail right before their very face, because they are against this United States of America. They're against we the people. They're against Donald Trump, and they're against God. They want to take God out of this country. Well, I'm here to tell you that is never going to happen until Jesus brings us all home. He is not going to leave this country until we are all home with Him in heaven. I'm here to tell you that Jesus is victorious. He is on the throne. He will win. He is winning. There is no reason to fear. There is no reason to be scared, because God wins. God wins. God wins. Cameron, thank you so much for taking time to come on my show. before we go, where can people find you, and how can people support you and what you're doing?
My website for my nonprofit is www.usheroes.us. Again, www.usheroes.us. And I'm also starting another fundraising effort. It's a very unique deck of cards with the challenge coin in a patent pending plastic case that I've created. And that you can find that at www.thedonordeck.com. That's thedonordeck.com. 100% of all profit goes back to Make America Great Again, Inc. and Fight Like a Flynn PAC. We're just getting this back off the ground after we've had some little stumble out of the gate, but we're hoping to raise $1 million. I've never made a penny on this movement, and I never will. So I'm hoping the people can visit, donate, give back, and get a unique keepsake to keep with them for the rest of their life.
Cameron, thank you so much for taking time to come on my show. Thank you all so much for listening. Before you guys go, I just want to remind you that this show is brought to you by mypillow.com. That is mypillow.com. When you go to mypillow.com and use promo code GENZ, GENZ, all one word, you can get a discount of up to 66% off of your order. It's one of the best deals that you can ever get. I have right here one of the MyPillow slippers. There's a few versions of this. This is the regular slipper. They also have moccasins, but it's like wearing love on your feet. So if you want something that feels like love on your feet, go to mypillow.com. Use promo code GENZ, and you can get a discount of up to 66% off of your order. Cameron, thank you once again for coming on my show. Thank you all so much for listening. God bless you all, and goodbye.
Bye.